I got a notification on my phone in the early evening, and it came across and said that University of Pennsylvania was apologizing, and that it was striking the record of every single victory that Aaliyah Thomas, which his not to be rude either, his name is William Thomas, Will Thomas, the swimmer who took all the women's trophies and all their awards and all their places. So the Trump administration brought University of Pennsylvania to heel like a dog, which it has to do for Harvard with their anti-Semitism. And they said you're going to lose $1 billion, University of Pennsylvania, for Title IX discrimination against women if you don't do this. University of Pennsylvania did it. They apologized. He has been stricken from the record on anything he won, any records from UPenn, it's all gone. I'm not under the aspersions that this is over, but this is an amazing time. And I want you to hear Paula Scanlon, who was on the University of Pennsylvania, who suffered tremendously, as well as Riley Gaines.
As well. The University of Pennsylvania told my teammates and I that we had to undress in a locker room with a 6'4" tall male athlete 18 times per week. In addition, he broke every record in every event that he swam, went on and won an NCAA championship title, and also every single time Thomas competed on behalf of the University of Pennsylvania, a girl on the team was asked to stay home. Upon the situation unfolding, many of us were unhappy with the situation, and so people tried to speak out about it. They sent in administrators, and they sat us down, and they told us a few things. They said, first, don't speak out against this because you will be on the wrong side of history. They said you will be tainted by this. You will never be able to find a job. They told us that if we did not want this man in our locker room, that it was equivalent to not wanting to undress someone based on their race in the 1960s.
You hear that now? Paula Scanlon, UPenn, who suffered tremendously being a member of that team with the transgender man who has now been tossed off the team, quote unquote, his records and everything. She said that one woman on the team would be forced to sit out of competition so that he could take that slot. You hear what she said? She said that they were also told they were threatened. If you try to speak up about this, you won't get a job. Nobody will hire you. And if you won't change and be naked in front of a grown man, then you are just like racists who refuse to commingle with African Americans and the like in the 60s. This is like Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, whatever, and his abuse with Cassie Ventura. These young women were mistreated and abused, mentally abused, and around the corner, like for Puff Daddy, he would abuse this woman, treat her like a dog, and then say, all right, when we go out there, you're going to smile and act like everything's fine. Now, while these women weren't physically abused like Cassie Ventura was, these women were mentally abused, and they were completely attacked, eviscerated, belittled, abused mentally. And so it was a very emotional day for me, very emotional moment for me. And I'm not a woman, and I don't have my daughter is 18. She's not in sports. She never was. She doesn't care about sports. I don't care. It's not about my daughter. It's not about my wife. This is a watershed moment, and it's so emotional. And the apex of my emotion, if you will, was when I was watching Laura Ingraham when Riley Gaines came on with Linda McMahon, the education secretary, who did such an amazing job in this. And then Laura turns to Riley and says, "Riley, how do you feel about this?" And this to me was the absolute most beautiful thing. I don't have the video to play for you, but I want to play the audio for you. It's short and sweet and beautiful. Listen to Riley Gaines on her reaction to this.
I feel vindicated. I feel like pigs are flying. I feel like hell has frozen over. So it is a fantastic day, of course, for sanity, for common sense. But I think more broadly for women, for humanity, for the little girl that I'm growing inside of me right now that I will welcome to the world in just a few weeks. I think of her. I think of her future. That is what Donald Trump and, of course, Secretary McMahon and myself, that is what we are fighting for. So very, very excited about today's news.
I'm just very emotional. I'm so excited and so happy for her. This is women that have been under the yoke of this oppression and this bullying and destroying their dreams. And they now are vindicated and are free. It's not over, but it's an amazing moment. It's a watershed moment. Let it be that. Now, I gotta tell you about how Keith Olbermann then shortly thereafter attacked Riley Gaines. Now, Keith Olbermann, who's obviously very, very miserable, former what is he, a former, ESPN guy, very, very liberal. He attacked Riley Gaines for getting a proper apology. He attacked her and said, wanted to congratulate Whiny Gaines. Now, that is actually very funny. Whiny Gaines. But he's that's so funny. He's funny. He's just totally bass backward in a major way. But wanted to congratulate Whiny Gaines on how being able to say, on now being able to say, she finished tied for fourth, not tied for fifth, all caps, in the Leah Thomas race. You mean Will Thomas? Well, I love what Riley Gaines said because she had the last laugh on this guy. Again, it's so awesome in many ways. She says, thank you. And while you're keeping track, make sure to congratulate Emma Wayant, the right national championship of the 500 freestyle, too, because now she won the number first place because Leah Thomas was stricken from the record by UPenn. And then Gaines also said to continuing, she said, if you're insinuating, because he was picking on her for being fifth, she says, if you're insinuating fifth in the nation is bad, what do you call a man who ranks 462nd nationally in the men's category? That is William Thomas, aka Leah Thomas. Aha! And then we come to Joy Reid. This woman is so funny. This is so funny. Let me play this for you. I love this. Watch her friend's face, her co-host, wherever she is, her face. She goes like this when Joy Reid says something so totally preposterous and that's so preposterous and stupid that it's funny. Um, her co-host goes and she like peers down. She goes up and she goes and she looks down. And she's got this serious expression like, oh yeah, and she's nodding yes. Yes, as Joy Reid says this about Alligator Alcatraz, the 3,000 bed, largest facility of its kind in the country that Donald J. Trump and Ron DeSantis just came up with. By the way, I learned so much more about it. Yes, it's on an old airport in Miami-Dade County. Yes, it's surrounded by alligators and pythons. But they deputized all of these National Guardsmen so they can give them their immigration hearing like right there on the spot. They're there for a couple nights to get a hearing typically, and then they're on a plane in a few days. The plane takes off right frickin' there, winning. And they're saying we want more of these facilities. Stephen Miller, his Trump's chief of staff, said, where's this state? Where's that state? Come on, let's do more of these. Let's go. Give us a call. We'll do it. Here now is Joy Reid in what she says.
We tried to forget about him, but Ron DeSantis is still governor of Florida. He took the Comfy Couch hosts on a tour of the concentration camp that he's building in Florida in order to round up brown people, and throw them in a camp because he doesn't want them in Florida. Round up brown people, and throw them in a camp because he doesn't want them in Florida.
A concentration camp, and I'm acting seriously like I'm doing a news show and round them up, brown people up in a camp. And her co-host is going like, yes, yes, of course, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I see, yeah. I love it, love it, love it. Now comes this author, Andrea Pitzer, who wrote a book about concentration camps. Actually, she's author of One Long Night: A History of Concentration Camps, and she put out about Alligator Alcatraz. It's a concentration camp, she says. She says the mass detention of civilians without a trial or traditional legal protections on the basis of identity, race, religion, ethnicity, political affiliation, rather than any criminal act, which, by the way, coming here illegally is a criminal act, so there you go, you're out, often for an indefinite period and done principally to expand political power. Check. She thinks it's a concentration camp. She's an expert. Apparently she is, but she's just a delusional expert. And then she put this, though, because everybody's saying Auschwitz. There's nothing funny about that, but people are saying it's Auschwitz. They're comparing it to Auschwitz. She properly says people want to substitute Auschwitz for Alcatraz. Auschwitz, where more than 1 million were murdered. I'd say we should act now to stop the future from getting any closer to the past. So it's going to happen there. Right. Right. Um, So you have that. There you have it there, though. And so we also have this on Zohran Mamdani, the possible mayor, the Democrat communist candidate for mayor in the city of New York. You know who former Bill Clinton pollster Mark Penn is, moderate Democrat on Fox News all the time. He literally said, with Zohran winning the nomination, this is a 9/11 moment for Democrats nationally. That makes me very happy to hear that because it's true, but it's really good to hear that from him. And all the top Democrats did. Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, Bill Clinton's not a top Democrat anymore, but they all absolutely congratulated Zoran for his win. They didn't want to criticize him. None of that. There you go. Embrace your 9/11.